everyone, I'm Robert Parris, and we're back here for another Burlington Parks and Recreation update, and we're here with Burlington Parks and Recreation Director, Brendan Egan. Brendan, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me again this week, Robert.
We're always looking forward to hearing from you, Brendan.
Oh, you guys might be the only ones looking forward to hearing from me.
So, Brendan, first we're going to talk about the upcoming summer programs that you guys are doing in early July.
So we have received the guidelines from the state, the health and safety standards or requirements for operating summer programs and camps. And it was a nice 31 or 32 page document. So, we really had to read through it and make sure we could, accommodate all of the requirements, which we were able to do for a number of our programs. Some programs we're not able to do because just the requirements don't allow for certain things. Like our middle school parks program, the requirements don't allow for field trips. Well, our program is based on trips and field trips and things, so in large groups. So we're not able to run that program effectively the way it has been in the past. We're still going to have a middle school parks program, but it's going to be more like your traditional park program where you go to a location each week, each day, and you participate in activities on site. So it will be a little different. But we've also this year worked with the Burlington School Department to offer virtual extended school year services at Club Simons. And those are available. Those services are available for our inclusion participants. So in our therapeutic recreation program, if they meet the requirements of the inclusion program, and they also have extended school year requirements from the school district, we've set up an area that they can receive those services and work on an iPad with their teacher to get those services well at Club Simons. So it's something new we're trying this year. We thought it would be a good partnership with the schools. So the kids who receive inclusion services in our Club Simons program and need that extended school year can do that right at Simons. So there's a couple requirements they have to meet, and we have limited spots for those. And we thought it was a good way, to encourage kids to be able to still participate in our program and still receive their extended school year services. And we've worked with the school department on that. And it's hopefully going to be a model going forward that is successful. We are going to run Club Simons, Park Place, and we're going to run preschool art program. We're going to run gymnastics program and tennis, but they are going to be modified from what they've been in the past. So people need to keep that in mind. And we, like I mentioned in the past, we've been transparent with that there will be changes. And our staff has done a tremendous job getting, all of the modifications in order, making plans for cleaning, sanitizing, disinfecting equipment and sites, and just meeting the requirements from the state. So we do have modified program offerings of our traditional summer programs. And then we'll also be able to operate, some of those other programs that we have vendors for, like Top Secret Science, Skyhawks, which run some camps for some sports camps for us. And they have to develop, they have to have a set of operating plans as well. And they have to meet the state's requirements, but also ours here in Burlington. And we need to make sure that they have those in place. So there's, things change daily still. They update some of the releases that they've had from the state, and our staff has to comb through them and make sure that we're meeting those requirements.
Now, is there a number of kids that can join, or is this set in stone already? Or I know, as you said, things are changing every day.
So it was set in an original document, and then we found out a couple days later they had changed it. So we have groups of 10 with sometimes 2 staff. so that the maximum number is 12, and that includes the staff. So that's why we've been keeping it to 10 with 2 staff, so that our ratios are good. That group has to stay within itself for the week. They can't mix with other groups. The staff can't mix with other groups. They have to stay within that group. And it gets as complicated as if a staff member is sick. Say they just, have a migraine, all right, and they're out for a day, and we have to bring a sub in. That sub can only sub for that group for the remainder of the week. They can't go to another group of 10 in another program. They have to stay in that group. So their only shot to work that week would be in that specific group of 10. So it does get tricky, but we're confident that we can, make this happen.
And how has the department been planning for phase 3? I know you guys already started on that, so just talk a little bit more.
Yeah, so we don't know what those guidelines will be. Obviously, the state will release them, and hopefully not like they did the last time on a Saturday and say on Monday these things can be, that doesn't work. That's not easy. That works. That's just not easy for us because we don't know what their requirements and regulations will be. And then to say they open on Monday, well, Monday we get in and we're going, people have already looked at them, but we need to go through and make sure we vet them and we can do everything that is required. So although they release them, it's not an immediate opening like a snap of the fingers. Oh, everything's open. So we don't know what's going to be in stage 3 or phase 3. We're hoping that, some of the requirements that we're being asked to comply with now will be loosened, whether that's number of people that are allowed in a group or, masks being worn or sharing of equipment. Who knows what it'll be, but, we're trying to take some good assumptions on what those could be and prepare. What we hope is that it allows for more participants in our programs. So where we're limited to 10 in a group, that we can have multiple groups of 10 at a location, but they have to be spread out. They can't be within 20 feet of each other at any point. So what we hope is that we're able to increase the size of those smaller groups.
And are there any updates on the concerts on the Common?
We've worked out our plans with the Board of Health, and we're really just waiting for phase 3 because we think they'll allow a little larger group, or it states in the state's overall plan that the groups that we would fall under, like a medium-sized group, would be taking place in phase 3. So we're hoping in July. And then we'll, as soon as we know, I'll be able to release more information on that.
Excellent. And are there any new guidelines the staff and public should know about when in Burlington?
No, we are able to comply with phase 3. The playgrounds are open. We will be, cleaning the frequently touched areas of the playground, the handrails, the monkey bar type things, anything that has a touch component to it, frequently touch component, that our staff once a week will do a cleaning of those areas. So, we still urge people when they're using the playground to use caution. It's not cleaned every single day and disinfected. That's not something that I know any town is able to do, nor is it effective because they can completely clean and disinfect it, drive away from the playground, someone comes in and touches it, then it's not clean and disinfected anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's not, it changes so rapidly. So the CDC recommends a cleaning procedure. The state recommends something based on the CDC. We're following those guidelines.
And lastly, what do you hope to see as we go towards summer, as we enter summer, like community-wise?
Obviously, just, we've talked about this each week, a return to more typical operations and, people getting out and enjoying a concert on the Common or just enjoying the outdoors practicing physical distancing or social distancing. I think masks being worn are going to be required for a while. And, I know there's two trains of thought. Let's get moving and go away, get out of all these requirements and precautions. And then there's the opposite of, let's be super cautious so this doesn't go longer than it has to. But, the state's putting out requirements that they feel are best, and we're complying with those. So I hope to see, some restrictions on those lifted, some loosening of those restrictions to help people get reacclimated. And I want to see businesses open again and things like that. But from a Parks and Recreation standpoint, we just want to see people getting out and recreating safely.
But I want to thank you again for coming on and talking about what's going on at the department.
Glad to do it.